Hi, ladies. Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're at in the world, let us all know. Comment below, please. So, today we're going to talk about the esthetician career. And I almost had a career in this. Then I changed my mind. I'll talk about it later. But we're going to see if you got the skills and talent to make this work. This is primarily for the women today. Sorry, guys, but I have seen a couple of guys on YouTube that are starting to venture out in this field. What an amazing field it is. So you need to know yourself a little bit, and if you're going to have the skills to be able to do this, because not everybody can do it. I know it's a lot of money. Everybody wants the money, but there's a lot more to it than just money. So some of the things you might need here. If you don't know what skills you have, before you end up spending 10 grand or 20 grand on school, you need to take a little test to see if you have the ability. Communication is big. Customer service is big. People skills is big. Customer service is big because you need to be able to sell a little bit too. You need to be able to access customer skin. So you'll learn some of these skills in school. You don't have to know all of these right away. You don't have to know everything about skincare. You don't need to be a dermatologist before you go in there. Some of this stuff you're going to learn in school, but the basic skills are the ones of being able to deal with people. And I don't mean just nice people, okay? I mean like pain in the ass people. People that are annoyed with your service. They're not happy. They're trying to get a free ride. They're trying to get some free services, and they're making up stuff. They're annoying. You need to get them out. Now, I'm not saying that all of them are like this, but they do come along. Everything is not going to be 100% perfect. You're going to need to be able to deal with if they have a bad experience. So you need to know how to build trust with your customers. Some of this takes skills. Some of these skills take time in life. It's not something you can do right away. So as a customer of a lot of estheticians that I talk to, getting my skincare done, getting it done at plastic surgeon offices and non-plastic surgeon offices, I can tell you that I've had a lot of good experiences and bad experiences. And what I would look for. So I've had this laser hair removal done. I've had bad ones, and some of it was not even the people that worked on me. Some of it is just the equipment is so poor and old, and they can't do their job as good. So these are things you want to look for too. If you go into work in somebody else's salon, you want to try and make sure that they have up-to-date equipment, because otherwise the work ain't going to be done as good. And that's one of the reasons I personally left at some of these places. So the one I go to now, the equipment is 100 times better, and the service is good too. And if you trust the person you're working with, especially with the laser hair, you can get everything done, and you won't even be insecure about who's working on you. You can't be a gossip either, just so you know. If you're going to be working on people's private parts and intimate things on people, especially women, you can't be going around discussing their vagina and their problems with their face and how ugly they really are, and a hair nose that's coming out of their nose, and what's going on with a pimple under here and under there. And you can't be discussing all these kind of private things with other people. Okay, so that's an important issue too. If you have an issue with gossiping, this might not be your field. Now, you do need to have some organization, and a lot of this can be on the computer. Almost all of it is. People that I work with, everybody keeps everything on a computer, so that might not be too difficult for you. And if you have a problem keeping your area clean and you like a lot of clutter, this might not be the field for you, because everything needs to be clean. I mean, that's super important. If you go into an office like this where you're working with needles and you're Um, it's supposed to be a very clean place. You don't want, um, what do you call it, bodily fluids and blood or anything like that around. You don't want to go into an office and see these kinds of things. You know, it needs to be clean. Just like this picture in here. It needs to be, everything needs to be clean. Keep all your stuff in the cabinet locked up. So once you learn your skincare, because you'll learn that in school, you have to be able to come up with solutions to problems, and you're going to learn this kind of thing in school. So that's why it's important for you to go to school, because whatever the problem is, you're going to have an answer to the solution. So those kinds of things, if you like doing the problem solving thing, this would be a good career for you too. You also need to be able to manage your time. You don't want to be misjudging how long it takes to do a procedure. And usually it'll tell you on the computer when you book somebody how long it takes. You'd be better off making it more time and having a little time sitting around than making somebody sit around and wait for a half an hour for you to finish with somebody. You also need to plan time for people to be insecure and have problems, especially with the laser hair removal or any of the lasers where they're not comfortable or not used to these types of things, and they need to take a break, catch their breath. You need to work with them a little more, or anything that makes them uncomfortable. I'm thinking mainly of the lasers because sometimes they can be a little rough. Let's say, for instance, you're doing the tattooing and the pain is unbearable for them, or permanent makeup, eyelashes, whatever's going on. Usually facials, I don't see too many people complaining where they need to take a break. But some of these things can be painful and some people are not used to it. So you need to schedule time for this kinds of stuff. And you're going to learn all this in school, by the way. Not everything you can learn in school. Sometimes you have to learn things through experience. And patience is one of them. So if you don't have a lot of patience, I don't know what to tell you. Just pray for it, and oh God, hold on, because patience tests are the worst tests in the world. I'm telling you, because you'll be standing in line, you'll be sitting in traffic, whatever gets on your nerves. That's the only way to develop patience. Dealing with children who don't want to listen to you, all these types of things. If you can handle that, you probably will be pretty good at dealing with customers. So if you're pretty good with dealing with children, you might be pretty good with dealing with customers, because you get all kinds of stuff. Except you have unconditional love with your children. You might not have unconditional love with your patients. So empathy takes a while to learn too, and this is not something you can really learn in school. This is something that you have to learn in life. You can't be really fake. I know I personally can pick it up pretty quick just from being alive for a long time. So if you're not for real and you don't really have empathy, and somebody is having an issue with, let's say you're getting your eyelashes done and the glue stings them, or they can't open their eyes right away, or whatever the case may be, something's burning, they can't handle the pain of the lasers, all these types of things. Because you're going to have all types of people, all cultures, all races, all backgrounds, and it's mostly going to be women. I mean, there are some men that get laser hair removal too, so you could get some men, depending on what kind of office you work in. I haven't seen too many men getting the eyelashes done. Facials maybe too. There might be some men that get facials. So you may have some male clients, but it's mostly primarily a lady field. When you go to these schools and stuff, I rarely ever see too many men in these schools. But maybe that'll change, just like the nursing field, right? Maybe they'll realize, hey, I can make a lot of money doing this. I got all these skills. All right, so business savvy. you can take off and run your own business, and I'm talking like over 6 figures doing this. If you want to if you want to have your own business, there are so many people on YouTube that have their own business, multi-million-dollar ones, and this is one of them here that this company here inspired me for a while to start my own. Just listening to their story, so they probably are making like $250 plus a year, running their own and lash empire, because they hit it right when the market was taking off, before everybody started doing it. Now, if you go online now on YouTube, even you will see so many people doing this eyelash thing now. But they hit it right when the market was, before it was even hot like it is now. So they're pretty impressive. If you want to listen to a good story about business savvy, this is one here. And I met another lady who's doing the permanent makeup, and she is another one. So this is YouTube here with all the estheticians that have built their own business. So if you want to do that, of course, there's millions online here on YouTube that can teach you how to do that. I do not have my own esthetician, but I was thinking about this. I even went and took out a loan, and I'll tell you why I didn't decide to do it later on in this video. But continuing on, you can definitely make if you have a business savvy, you can definitely make your own business and make it work. And some other things you can do when you start taking off is you can have training. Now, this is one of the people that I work with, and she's super impressive. This is a lady boss, and what she does is, you can see here that she's been doing this a while, but she does classes. Okay, this is one person. She charges $7,500 per person for a class to teach you. Okay, this is the kind of money you can make doing this. So let's just say 10 people take her class. Okay, she's got $80,000 for a year right there, and this doesn't include all the other work that she does. So if you got the savvy to do it and the patience, because she's been doing this a while, but a lot of people do this too. This is a great idea on training people. After you get the skills enough to train people, these people here do that too, by the way. They train people, they open up other stores, all kinds of stuff. Run your own business. So a lot of people on those YouTube channels suggest that you start in a salon. Get your experience built up, and then you can start creating your own opportunities. So get some of the experience you can get at school. The school that I was going to go to, which I don't know why this is coming up, but okay. So the school I was going to go to, if I can get this off of the screen, there we go. They have a little client service clinic in here. So they will train you. And as you can see, it's all women in the school. Sorry, guys, but that's the way it is. I mean, hopefully it'll change. That would be awesome. I went and took out a loan. I was thinking about this for a good 6 months, doing my research, my studying, and there was a lot of things that turned me off, and I had to really think about what I wanted to do, because I wanted to start my own business. And I was like, do I really want to do, because you're going to have to, it's going to take a while. It's probably going to take a year or two before you could actually go out on your own, because you're going to need to go to school for at least 6 months to 9 months, depending on how you want to go to school. This school here, they have 9-month courses, and they have part-time 9-month courses or full-time 6-month. I'm not promoting them. They're not giving me money. This is not endorsed or anything. This is just, I'm just sharing this with you when you're looking at schools. They did give me my money back. I actually put the deposit down, but they also have, I was looking at some other schools, and it's in Maryland, in order to do lasers, you have to have a medical esthetician license, which is another 10 grand. So this school here, basic esthetician, is about 10 grand. If you want to get your medical on top of that, it's another 10 grand. So it's a good 20 grand. So you have to invest a good 9 months, and then you figure you're going to need to go to some kind of salon or spa and get some good experience. And sorry about all that noise. Somebody's starting up their loud car trying to get attention. And they are getting attention because we're paying them attention. But anyway, this is a great school. And the reason I like this school is because they actually have a clinic. So once you start learning stuff, you can actually go, and people outside, like real people, can actually book at this clinic, and you can get some real world experience. So when you're looking at esthetician schools, this one is in Virginia, by the way, that I'm looking at here. But, you can find one near you. But these are the kind of things that I would suggest looking for so you can get some experience, because that's what you're going to need off the bat. Okay, let me get back to my program here. Where did it go? Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so going off on that tangent, so these are a lot of the things you can do when you get this license for like 10 grand and 6 to 9 months of your life, depending on what you want to do. Now, I don't know about hair removal if you need a medical esthetician for that. Now, in Maryland, you do need the medical. In Virginia, which is kind of weird, which is right around the corner, you do not need to have a medical esthetician to do the lasers. So you'll have to check with your state to see about that. And I'm sure if you're looking into this that you already are. But there's a lot of women that do this stuff on YouTube, and I don't know when they have time to be filming videos, but apparently they do. And they're going to tell you all about it. Now, the things that you need, these are the good things about it, okay? If you like to meet new people, have your own schedule, eventually have your own schedule. When you're starting off in a salon, you might not have your own schedule. So there's always something new to learn in this field, which was a turn on to me. All of these things turned me on when I was looking at this. And I'll tell you what was turning me off. Later on. But the investment you need is, of course, going to be your school and education, which is going to be the biggest bulk of your thing. You have to go take the test in front of a board. There's some videos on what you got to do, how they do it. You got to buy equipment to go take the test. So it can be a heavy investment, but you will make your money back in time if you stick with it. Okay, if you're working for yourself, there's going to be more investment. And they got plenty of YouTube videos out there. There's plenty of women out there that will tell you some great little videos on their salons. And great little boss ladies out there on YouTube doing this stuff. Some of them I really watched for a long time. And they were really impressive. Especially the ones that are holding classes, because they can make some serious bank doing those classes. $7,500 a person to learn the eyebrows and the lips and the eyeliner, all like those permanent makeup things. Okay, that's what she's training. She's doing $7,500 a person. So I don't know if that's a whole nother school or you can learn that. That might be more classes on top of the $10,000. Now this esthetician school up here teaches you lashes. They don't teach you brows, I don't believe. So that would be another $2,500. If you wanted to go into another little school and learn the eyebrows and the permanent makeup, that might be another like $2,500. Now, the one lady that I was showing you on here, permanent cosmetic training, she charges $7,500. $7,500 per person. So she's like doing it. I'm like super impressed with her. She's like, that would be what I would want to do. Now, of course, I changed my mind. Mainly, one of the reasons I changed my mind is because can you be around women all day, every day? I personally don't like being around any one type of gender all day, every day. One of my jobs now is almost all women, and it's just, I don't even need to say anymore. You women know exactly what I'm thinking. No, I like both men and women for different reasons. I don't want to deal with any PMS issues. I'm sorry, ladies. Just don't. I rate unhappy customers. I'm a people pleaser a little bit. Sometimes I'm not. So the empathy thing with me, I'm not sure I would be good at it. Because if they're irate or unhappy and they keep nagging me and coming back and complaining, I'd probably just tell them to F off, and that would be the end of that. So I would probably lose my job. So that was another reason that I was like, well, I don't know if this is going to be for me. And then I was thinking about the in-home business, and I was listening to these girls. I was really thinking about this in-home business thing, like having my basement set up where people could come in. And then I started watching these ID channels where people that have their own business in their home are getting killed. So that kind of like that kind of turned me off. That was like in the back of my mind as a single woman. I don't want to be inviting, even though I don't think it's mostly women, they're not going to do that. But what if you get some crazy psycho person and you have them in your home and they go off on you? They're unhappy and they bring in a gun. Just crazy thoughts in my head. But so that kind of turned me off about that. So I was thinking about, well, maybe we'll do it mobile. So I watched some of these YouTube ladies, boss ladies on here that are doing this mobile, and they were telling me about all the good and bad doing this esthetician mobile. They were showing, there's one lady on here, and I could not find her for the life of me, but she was really good. She broke it down doing mobile esthetician. I'm sorry I couldn't find her, but she was pretty impressive. She broke it down from the time she gets there, from the time she leaves. She was telling you everything you need, all the setup involved in that, the bad things about it. I mean, of course, customers love it because you're coming to their house. But a lot of the things she was saying, this is a lash lady, by the way, that does this. She was saying it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I mean, you have to drive. Sometimes you have to drive pretty far, and you're going to have to include that extra gas. You see, I'm losing my voice. That extra gas in your cost, or you're going to lose it. And the setup takes a good half an hour. You also cannot regulate the temperature in someone else's home, and the temperature is important when you're doing lashes because the glue has got to stick. So these are a lot of things that were playing in my mind. Working at home's not good. The mobile's not home. Not good. These are a lot of things that made me change my mind. Being around women all day, every day. No, I don't think so. I'm not in jail. I don't want to be around women all day, every day. So another thing is, another thing that turned me off was, like with a lot of these jobs, we have to work all day. Another goal in life is to create some passive income where you don't have to be working all day long to make money. Like some of these bosses on these channels with these companies are creating it to where they can have some passive income. Not all their money is actually working. What they're doing is they're training other employees. They are creating other businesses where the employees are doing most of the work and they're collecting a fee from them. But it takes a long time to get to that point. I think they were saying it takes 8 to 10 years to get to that level. So if you got that kind of time and patience, that would work, and you can have some passive income. But again, that is the goal, for most of us anyway. We don't want to be working, even if we love what we're doing, we don't want to be doing this all day, every day. At least I don't anyway. So for me, I decided that I would rather do real estate. I would rather have some property because I feel like could create more passive income. I've done it before where you buy homes and rent them out, and if you don't even want to be bothered, you could get a property manager and not be bothered with people. And for me, that was a better decision, and that's what I decided to do instead. So this school did give me my money back, but I even put a deposit down of 10 grand. I was ready to go, and I still think it's a great field. And if you got the time and patience, and I would definitely get into this and try and work it up to where you can create some passive income. I showed you an example of a couple people, boss ladies, that have it going on like that, and that would be the ultimate goal. And mainly this channel started, it's called Learn the Game. It started because people were complaining about other people making a lot of money, and they're basically jealous. So that's where Learn the Game name actually came from. It's don't hate the player, don't hate who, whatever they're doing. You learn the game that they're doing and you do the same thing and maybe even better. So that is exactly where my name of my business came from, is to learn the game. And that's what you want to do here. You want to follow other millionaires, other successful boss ladies that have this going on, and you want to learn what you can from them, learn their game. You can do it the same or do it even better or in your own style. But I mean, some of these women are really making it, and it's super impressive, especially, with the school stuff. I mean, $7,500 a person. My God, what do you get? Like 20 people a year, and you got it. You got it. And of course, the main reward in this field is money. And that was the one thing that attracted me, was the money, because see, some of I get my lashes done, and it's like I pay about $100 a month for my lashes to get on. Some of these people are charging $150, and when you first get them on, they charge even more. Some places for the better quality lashes. So that's just an example. Now, that doesn't even include the medical skin care, the laser hair removals, all of those things. They all, if you can have I haven't found anybody on YouTube that has their own laser hair removal business, mainly because those machines that they use are super expensive. The one place I go to get mine done, she was telling me it's like $250,000, $500,000, some of them, for those machines. The better machines. You could probably buy cheaper ones that are really old and they don't really work that good, maybe for a lower price, but that's a lot more investment money. So that's probably why I don't see too many of them on YouTube. But you can make money in that laser field too. I don't know if I would take out a $250,000 loan or $500,000 loan to buy those laser machines, but I don't know. I would have to do a cost analysis on that and see how much money they make a year to see if that's worth the investment. But these are all ideas. And I'm getting ready to end this video because I think it's getting too long. So I appreciate everybody watching. This is probably not news to anybody that is already in this field or looking into this field. I just thought I would share some of my experience and give you a couple of people on YouTube that are pretty quite impressive. And I couldn't find the one other girl that I was looking for. But if you Google her enough on YouTube, you might be able to find her. Okay, everybody. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my next video.